So cavities are actually caused by specific bacteria in your mouth. What happens is when you ingest sugar, these bacteria produce an acid. They ingest the sugar, produce an acid, and that's actually what causes the decay on the tooth. So once the decay gets through the enamel, that's that hard surface around your tooth. Once the decay gets through there, it usually starts just as a little soft spot in your enamel. Once it gets through your enamel, you've got another layer called dentin. That's a lot softer than your enamel. So once it gets through there, it can spread a lot quicker. So this is kind of a picture of it getting into your dentin. Now what happens is if you don't get that taken care of, it can actually get into the pulp of your tooth. Your pulp has your blood vessels and your nerves. And what happens is if that bacteria reaches the pulp, that can cause an abscess. That could cause you to need a root canal or even have the tooth removed. So it's very important that if the doctor recommends a filling, that you get that filled. And then just prevention, and how you prevent that is just by proper home care. You just need to maintain brushing twice a day and flossing once to twice a day. The important thing about flossing is that you can't get, a lot of cavities are in between the teeth, and if you aren't flossing, you're not removing that plaque and removing the bacteria there. So that's really important to do. The other thing is limit your sugar intake. So if you're going to drink a pop, just drink it and be done with it. Don't sip on it all day. Also drink some water. It kind of neutralizes any acid that might be built up. Snacking throughout the day, if you're having a lot of sugary snacks or something high in carbohydrates, you kind of want to limit that as well. Like I said, drinking water, that helps to kind of neutralize everything in that. So, and then periodontal disease. Periodontal disease is something completely different. That's actually bone loss. So what happens is, you remember when we were probing you and we were calling out those numbers 1, 2, 3? Okay, so you had a pocket between your tooth and your gums. That's this little area right here. And if you are not brushing properly, you get plaque built up there and the bacteria just sit in there. What happens is you'll start to get gum disease, where your gums get really swollen and red. That's the first sign of it. Now, if you still, if you're not getting that area cleaned, what's going to happen is those bacteria are going to cause bone loss. Now, it's not actually the bacteria that cause the bone loss, it's our body's reaction to the bacteria. And with bone loss comes tooth mobility, and also you've got enamel here around the crown of your tooth. That's
right.
Really a hard surface. If that bone and tissue start to shrink away, as you can see, your root is now exposed. Your root is a lot softer, so bacteria can eat away at that a lot quicker. So prevention for that is, again, good home care, and then maintaining your regular dental appointments. Studies have shown that your toothbrush at home can only get about 3 millimeters. So when we call out 1, 2, 3, those are good numbers. That means you can clean that area. If you have a 4 or a 5, your toothbrush cannot get down there, and that's what the hygienist needs to get in there and clean all that out for you. So it's just important to maintain regular dental visits, good home care. Fluoride is another good thing for the cavities that we were talking about. That really helps with that. It just strengthens your enamel. Yeah, that's it.